This is CAF TV. Welcome, everybody. Alex Bastivansky here, and happy to be joined for this week's episode by the president himself of the Canadian Academy of Football, Phil Ionati. Back. It feels like I just had you here.
Yes, it goes by quickly.
Not that long
doesn't
ago.
it? Yeah.
Not that long ago. So the season launch, took place about almost like a month and a half ago now. Time's really flown by. And we talked about the opening weekend before and everything, but so far, so good. How are you liking the way things are going?
You know what? We're ecstatic of where we're at right now. Parents, players are all excited. Obviously, the working relationship with ECG and BN, and have the ability to see unbelievable goals. When you go watch the highlight show, you see some fantastic goals, and we're only like 4 or 5 weeks in. I can't wait to see by the end of the year, when we do the goals of the year, the saves of the year, this exciting time. So, this is a motivation for the kids that, when we were younger, we didn't have the ability to turn on a TV or, go on the internet to see what amazing goals we scored.
Absolutely.
We have it here. So it's pretty exciting. And, if that doesn't motivate a player, then I don't know what does.
What is going to. And you know what? A lot of new academies this year in CAF, and some of them very impressive so far, from OTS to CAQ. Just talk about that, and an interesting one with OTS, of course, with Murad Sukru recently being hired to go out and become the head of Fort McMurray Soccer in Alberta. And it's a big move for CAF as well, being able to spread the word out to Alberta as far as Alberta now.
100%. You know what, Alex? This past year, I think we have 10 new members that joined us, and OTSs and Northern Academies. Top quality people who bring a lot of experience into the game, and that's the exciting part of it. When you bring guys who have played at a high level and able to pass those experiences on, it's fantastic. So happy for Murad. Murad is a great guy who wants to help support the game. He's just picked up a new position in Alberta with a fantastic school. Their complex is second to none.
Right.
We're trying to work on an affiliation agreement right now with CAF that we hopefully could send players over there. Have sometimes their team come and play against some of our super group teams to see where the balance is. And if we can help a kid get a scholarship to go to that school, fantastic.
Brian Ashton, you mentioned Northern Academy. So talk about Brian, who you know very well, obviously. Phil, their playing days go back together professionally with Brian Ashton, who was also a member of the Canadian men's national team for a while. But Northern Academy is a very interesting story because, take it away and tell us about it. But basically, Brian, who's a Northern boy, born and raised up, I believe, Sault Ste. Marie or Sudbury.
Yeah, he's a Sudbury boy.
Yeah.
It was amazing because here's a guy who was committed to the provincial program and the national program. We used to train at Lamport and Ivor Wood in Hamilton, and he's there every weekend. Driving in, spending the weekend training, and he played the same level every week. His highlight was like, you can't even go into attack because he's going full-fledged. So that's how he always put his heart on his sleeve. He's the type of guy that you want on your team. You don't want to play against him. And you know what? We're so happy to have him part of our organization. Why? Because you know what? There's a big void in that area of Sudbury, North Bay, and he fills it. He fills it. And this guy is top level. He's a national licensed coach, and he has the ability now to bring that whole area together and give kids to be seen that maybe weren't seen in the past.
And they do. That's the thing. They've got players from Sault Ste. Marie. They got players from Sudbury. They got players from Timmins. And they all get together and they make the drive down this. From Sault Ste. Marie, it's about an 8-hour drive. But the quality of the competition, as they know, is higher in CAF. And his goal was, I talked to him before one of his games a couple of weeks ago, was to give players that higher level of competition, players from the north, of course, where he's born and raised, right? So
and when they come in and they play, it's fantastic because, they're able to see diversity. When you're in this little world and you think you're really good in this one little spot, once you go right across the province and see, what kind of talent's out there, Alex, it's really good because we have members that are coming from all over the place, have the ability to come to one location, play, and be scouted and seen. And again, there is the scouting system. How can you find a kid who might not have been seen, be seen? And the relationship with TFC is important. Why? Because there might be a gem out there that no one sees. That, you have a guy, again, like a Brian Ashton, like a Kevin DeSerpa, like a Murad that can turn around and develop those players to be seen on the next level and maybe represent our country.
Absolutely. BioSteel, we got about a minute. The BioSteel Canada Cup taking place in August 4th to the 7th, I believe, And this is going to be a huge event. There's a lot of buzz behind this. Just tell us about the BioSteel and what's coming up.
Well, the BioSteel came again from, Dwayne Derizero and myself, that we played in the Dallas Cup back in the day, as we mentioned before, that we wanted to bring that to Toronto. This is the first year. We're very excited because the youth, it starts at 9 years old all the way to 16. We're just trying to minimize divisions of 8 per team. So we've already had a lot of registrations. We have Got Soccer that's come on board and partnered with our organization. So having these first steps and having someone like Dwayne Derizero behind as the ambassador, I think this is going to be a tournament that in the next 10 years we'll be talking about it, because we'll have the right partnerships, the right facility at Downsview Park, and even at Kia to work together with TFC on this. This is the long-term vision that short-term bring people together, long-term build something special.
BioSteelCanadaCup.com for people to find out more information about that. We've got so much to talk about. Quick break, and then we're back with more CAF TV. Stick around. Welcome back to CAF TV. Alex Bastiavansky continue to be joined in the studio here by El Presidente. That would be Phil Iannotti, the president of Canadian Academy of Football. And we're going to talk a little bit about, before we get to some exciting news as to a new endeavor that was launched by yours truly right here, we'll talk about the supergroups and what's been going on so far, starting with the under-13s. CAQ, we mentioned OTS before. CAQ has been the most impressive team so far. They're undefeated in under-13 play. Tell us a bit about the CAQ program.
You watch them. We actually had a couple of their players come over to Dubai, and Carlos, their technical director, head coach, Carlos Guerrera, is unbelievable. Here's a guy that understands the game, played professional, played in the outdoor and indoor game, and his focus is on developing the players at a younger age. So watching these kids now, understanding movement and technical ability. We're talking about goals that were just scored in the past couple of weeks. Watching on
some of the goals
highlights
are
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's also one player which was we'll talk about the U16 hit some free kicks. So
3 in a row.
Yeah, that's the U16. We'll go there right after. But with the U13, Carlos has done a great job. The game against themselves, against OTS, fantastic, tight game. 2 of the top teams.
And they were down 2-0 as well to OTS, and then came back and won the game. But as Phil said, it was incredible the whole way. Under 16s, that's where we saw the kicks from Lions United a couple of weeks ago. 3, how many times have you seen that in your professional life or otherwise?
I don't know if
3 free kicks in a row,
couple of
over the
shots,
wall
but
and in. They made our number one, of course, for the week. We had to just feature all 3 free kicks as number one, but that was Lions. Yes. But there's been a lot of great teams. Maccabi, actually, Canada, a great story, is the first place team right now in the under 16 group. They're actually in Israel right now for a 6-week tour over the summer. Good on them. But Maccabi's been a great addition, haven't they?
You know what? Again, we were fortunate this past year to have growth and with quality people. You got someone like the Lions with Bob Leclerc. Here's a guy coming from Ajax and been involved with Toronto FC. True professional.
Absolutely.
Right? Maccabi has history. It's a historic club going back from its roots from where originated to now bringing in its organization here into Toronto and doing very well, and that's what's important. The competition level, Alex, is great. Week in, week out, you see some good games, and that's what what we're focused on. How do we turn around?
Saw is one of the head coaches for Lions United, the guy who played with Benfica and I can't remember the other team. Pardon me, in La Liga though. Unbelievable coaching. Anyway, agree with what you're saying. Under 20s and the open group. Under 20 Mississauga United still continuing to impress. They went undefeated in the under 16 group last year, and they're doing great in the under 20s as well, aren't they?
Yeah, again, led by John Duwich and Raphael. So you have people here who understand the game from a long time. They've been involved in the game and put some really good talent together. And playing against under 20s with some guys who are growing into that. They might be 17, 18, playing under 20. It's good to play against guys of high level. So, and all of a sudden still be leading the group. You have the team from Ottawa, Exuvia, and Toronto Fusion. Here's an organization that Vladimir has done a great job there too. So we're very content that the coaches and people that are involved, and that sets volume of the program.
Villarreal, that's the team I couldn't think of for some. Sorry, Armando. We'll get back to that one in a sec. And the open group for men has been just that. It's been wide open so far. Atomic has kind of been leading the way thus far. Yep. Croatia, a little bit of a slow start. but all the teams have been competitive. Clarkson started off really badly and got blown out against Atomic, and then they come out and beat Mississauga United last game after getting dumped 7-0 the game before. So, I mean, every team really has been competitive in this division so far, haven't they?
And speaking to Clarkson, knowing that, a player like Josh Patillo, who's been around for a long time, he's like, Phil, we just didn't expect the level to be this good at the beginning, right? So all of a sudden, like, we have to make some adjustments here, and the fitness level too. So that some guys are fit and prepared, and that's very important. Coaching comes to an advantage as well if you have a coach that has that kind of experience. But you'll see week by week it's going to get tighter. Toronto Croatia struggled at the beginning, again, fitness. Now they play against Rise with Rick Titus. Rick Titus is it's an icon here in Canada, and having him part of us is fantastic. But he has a youth system, and now he has a top team, and that's what it's all about, to see how these young kids look at the older kids and say, hey, one day I'm going to be there. And they beat Toronto Croatia the first week,
Phil
right?
and I had to have a little chuckle because Phil used to play against them. I used to cover them all the time. We had a little joke about when was the last time you saw Toronto Croatia looking up the standings at the other teams, but the level of play has been raised this year. Okay, we've got less than a minute left in this segment. Very exciting development. The Canadian Arena Soccer Association was launched at a press conference last week at Mississauga City Hall. We're going to have a whole story on that in the next segment, but just, in about 45 seconds, just talk about the excitement around this.
Well, the person behind the vision, which ended up getting a pro team for the MESL for 2018, was a gentleman by the name of Sir Jean Cola. And Sir Jean Cola is, someone that I know because he launched the Puma League in 1995. Wow. And I was an 18-year-old boy playing in front of 1,000, 2,000 people, where you had all the ethnic groups, the Italians, the Portuguese coming together and playing. So this project with the arena, he was involved with the Shooting Stars, he was involved a little bit with the Thunderhawks, but this is his gig with the pro team. So, there's a lot of things that you'll see in the press conference of a whole structure of the game. So we're really excited about it.
Yeah, and we're going to do a story on it the next segment when we come back. And in the last segment, we're going to go over it even more and go over the teams and all the excitement surrounding this. More CAF TV coming up in just a moment. Welcome back to CAF TV. CAF President Phil Iannioti joining myself here, and we're going to continue on with what we were mentioning just at the tail end of the last segment, the launch of the Canadian Arena Soccer Association. Very exciting stuff. A press conference was held at Mississauga City Hall last week, and here's some more on that.
CASA has brought arena soccer to Mississauga.
You know what, it's just a great day for Canadian soccer.
Just a good event, good for Canada, good for sports, good for everything.
Fantastic event. Happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of something new, something special.
Canadian soccer royalty, past and present, fans and dignitaries descended on Mississauga City Hall on the 27th of June to celebrate the launch of a new indoor soccer association. 2 new leagues, a professional team coming to the GTA, and the naming of our national squad.
All of Mississauga is proudly cheering on the players, coaches, and look forward to a promising future here in Canada's 6th largest city. Congratulations.
I'm Mayor Bonnie Crombie, and I am so excited today at the launch of Arena Soccer right here, going to be based in Mississauga. We are really pumped. We are really excited about this. It's going to be a huge success.
The Youth Arena Premier League will kick off in the fall of 2017, open to all players and clubs for boys and girls under the age of 18. At the same time, the Arena Premier League will be launching, the first sanctioned semi-professional league by the Canadian Arena Soccer Association, with games taking place at Mississauga's Hershey Centre. And in the fall of 2018, Mississauga will see the arrival of a new professional squad in the Major Arena Soccer League. No question, it's an exciting time for fans of the beautiful game in this country.
This is special for soccer, it's special for Canada, and we're looking forward to making an imprint on the Canadian soccer landscape.
Canada will field an entry at the 2018 Arena Soccer World Championship, hosted by Mexico. And the staff they've assembled to lead the squad is second to none. They're excited to vie for the world title and also for what the new CASA-sanctioned leagues will mean for the development of soccer in this country.
Fantastic day, historic day. CASA born here in association with Canadian Arena Soccer Association. Very proud to be part of it with a group of unbelievable people. You have Hector Marinario, who's the all-time point leader, goal scorer. He's part of this project, and he's going to be helping the group go right across the country, finding talent and building it right in every province. We want to come to every area to give every Canadian youth a chance to come through the pyramid of play and play for our country. Dwayne De Rosario, can you say more about Dwayne? He's been working closely with myself for the past few years, and to have him part of this, he understands the importance of playing the arena game because we grew up, playing the game. The fast decisions, the technical ability, it helps the vision, so we think it's going to help the overall player.
I've been fortunate in my career to be at quite a few of these, and this is really amongst the top that I've been a part of, and to know that's in my hometown and to know that I'm a part of this, it's very special, and I'm pretty confident with the support that I see before me that this is going to be special.
Great committee. I think we have a great supporting cast, a bunch of professionals, but great event. I'm very honored and privileged to be a part of the pro committee, and I'll be looking forward to working with my colleagues and making sure that we put together an exciting product on the field.
Being a kid that grew up, 2 blocks away from City Hall here in Mississauga, it's just an awesome feeling to be able to be a part of something that's going to give the Canadian kids, the Mississauga kids, an opportunity to shoot for. To be a part of the Canadian Arena Soccer Association, play the youth leagues, and something to strive for to play for the Canadian national indoor team.
Lots of local players who play indoor here have somewhere competitive to look up to play together, support their country. Seen a lot of familiar faces, coaches, old coaches, players, fellow teammates from my national team. A lot of people came to support. Soccer fans. It was a good event today.
Yeah, it's a proud day to be a part of Arena Soccer and also to be a Canadian. I think this is heading in the right direction with some great people involved. A lot of hard work went on behind the scenes, and you know what, to get the opportunity to put a team on the field to compete against the best teams in the world, and it's great. The arena game offers something outdoor doesn't offer. It offers non-stop action. The ball does not leave play quite a bit. You got to think fast. You got to move fast. So it's one thing to be fast physically, but the arena game, you got to be fast mentally as well, because it doesn't end.
Your first chance to see our national team up close in action will be October 1st as Canada hosts Mexico in an international friendly at the Hershey Center. The first of what promises to be many thrilling encounters for fans to witness in the years to come.
We're looking forward to October 1st when we kick off against Mexico, our first friendly, and we're looking forward to winning the second World Cup of Arena Soccer in Mexico. Thank you all.
Welcome back to CAF Television. Alex Bastiavansky joined in the studio by CAF President Phil Iannitti. And hopefully you just saw the story we ran on the Canadian Arena Soccer Association that just launched. And what a great event. It was. There was a lot of buzz, and there were some huge names there too, weren't there, that are involved with the program?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, when Serge Ancola came to me and he had a vision to bring the arena game to the next level, I was like, hey, Serge, whatever you want to do, I'm involved, because he's just a passionate person. Right. Him and Peter Kovacs are two leading gentlemen for this project. And after they were awarded the Toronto franchise for the MASL, the next step was that they were asked to put together a group of people to bring the association, because there's the World Cup coming in 2018 in Mexico. So, very fortunate to bring on board President Joe Vaccaro, who's been involved with the Home Builders for 10 years. This is a gentleman who's very intelligent, very structural in helping build something that we believe will be another venue for players to play the game, and especially in a time where we have TFC that's so successful, and once the season starts in November, ends in November, what's the next thing? Because people are all like that itch. So the arena game starts in November, goes to April, and then it just goes right. It's a nice flow now, full year.
So before we get into some of the teams and stuff that are going to be involved with this and the age groups and all that, for people that don't know the arena game, maybe think futsal off the top of their head or something along those lines, but just give us a little idea about the arena game, because you played it as well for the Thunderhawks back in the day as well, Mississauga Thunderhawks.
In Montreal,
But a lot of players grew up playing some sort of arena soccer.
That's right.
What does arena soccer offer, and how does it help players develop skills as well?
So again, talking about the people that are there at the press conference, you have a Dwayne De Rosario and a Hector Marinero, two icons in the game, one being outdoor, one being in the
Marinero's
indoor
the
arena.
legend for indoor soccer.
He's the
yeah.
Wayne Gretzky of
Wayne
the
Gretzky
indoor,
indoor soccer.
he has almost 2,000 points, so here's a guy that, it helped develop his skills. And me and Dwayne were just talking about it. Like, we didn't have a soccer center. We didn't have a bubble where we can go train inside. We were outside training at Lamport or Ivor Wynne, and what we had indoor was the arena game at a Soccer World. So when we went to play there, it actually helped develop our skills. Why? It's because the ball never left the field.
Absolutely.
It just kept moving. Right,
You have to think that a little bit faster too, don't you? So much close proximity.
That's right. So now all of a sudden you have to have a vision. Can you see things faster, one step, two steps earlier than everybody else? And the players that were able to do so had more success. So the game, I think, will help in the development of technical ability and understand the game very quickly. I was fortunate enough to spend some time with Ivan Zamorano about 2 months ago. Here's a guy that played with Inter and played the national team for Chile, and his comment was, we played this growing up. It was called Football Rapido, right? So a lot of South Americans play this game, So this MASL, which is a fantastic league in the States, I think it's an upcoming game. I feel that lacrosse has done very well and been successful. Why not arena soccer?
Yeah.
It's nonstop action. It's the game is thriving, the registration is thriving, and there's a void there. So this is a huge opportunity for the game to grow in North America.
And our time is going so fast here, but there is a pyramid of play, as you've stressed for so long. When it comes to this now, you're going to have the youth league, you're going to have the adult professional league that's going to have ethnic teams from around the area that are going to be playing in this, which is going to lead up to the professional team that's going to be taking part from Toronto, launching in Toronto in fall of 2018. And then, of course, Phil is the general manager of the Canadian national indoor team. Which, take that away, because you were introduced as that, and the head coach, who's the head coach of the Milwaukee Wave indoor soccer, was also introduced. Some of the guys that are involved in this are tremendous.
Are top quality. Again, having the president Joe Vaccaro, the group came to me and asked me if I was, be involved as GM, and from there it was a no-brainer to bring in Juliano Oliviero, who was a former teammate with me with the Montreal franchise. He went on to play with Cleveland Crunch and then Milwaukee Wave.
He was an active indoor player himself.
He's an unbelievable player, national team player. Came from the Vancouver 86ers, so he was top-notch. To have him involved, we're very excited. And all of a sudden you think, okay, if we're building a structure, let's have a technical director. And then Hector Marinero name came, and he came to me with us, and he's like, I'm there for you guys. We love the game. We want to build this right across each province in the country. So that's the steps that what we're planning to do. The last piece of the puzzle was, a pro committee, and who's better of a pro of Dwayne De Rosario. So the players and the people we have involved is really amazing, and the pyramid will go from the Canadian Arena Soccer Association down to the Toronto Pro Team, which will have a semi-pro league, which is the Arena Premier League, which will start this coming
playing out of
fall.
the Hershey Center.
Playing out of the Hershey Center,
well.
it holds 6,000 people there. So again, come November, you're going to have the game carrying on, and then from the next thing is, what do? You need a base. So the YAPL has been created, the Youth Arena Premier League, which will be based out of Canland. There's an agreement that has been put in place that that teams can play out of there and have a full structure that you go from the youth to the semi-pro to the pro team.
It's kazasoccer.ca if you want to find out more about that. We're going to be talking a lot about this over the next few months, as usual. Thank you, buddy.
Pleasure,
it goes so fast. Full slate of games on for this weekend, folks. So be sure to check the CAF website, get out there and watch. We'll see you next week for more CAF TV.